Alright guys, so I'm with Katie over here, partner in crime. We both own Bella's Army, by the way. So we actually finished the mural already. We're going to check it out real quick for the first time in person and just take some photos. So we have a professional photographer, the artist that actually designed the mural is there, and our project manager, Mike. Everybody that we're meeting basically just made it happen. So,
is it exciting?
Alright guys, we got our project manager Mike here. He's the person who's been basically managing the entire thing from start to finish. So majority of the credit goes to this guy right here. So I wanted to ask a couple questions real quick to give you guys a sneak peek and kind of just like what went through the day-to-day whenever they're actually managing the project. Because there was quite a bit of things that kind of just popped up a little bit, but
yep.
Overall, I mean, it's what, 2 to 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks?
Yep.
It went pretty quick.
Start to finish, yeah.
But this was your first mural project, right?
Yes, it was. It was. It was a really cool experience. Something I'm very proud to be part of.
Sweet. And like, what was the day-to-day like? I mean, like, was there like anything that was like crazy difficult about kind of like starting or just planning it in general?
The planning was the hardest part. Getting everything together, getting the lines straight, and getting the everything on there before we actually painted. So the biggest thing to me was getting everything perfectly straight before we started to paint. And then from there, day to day was pretty straightforward. For the most part, we have a great team that works for us, so it made it easier on me, but for the most part, it went pretty straightforward.
Right. Yeah, and like, I was actually with you the one day. Like, we're physically holding a tape measure, getting a Sharpie and just like jotting it down and like physically taping it from there.
Yeah, it was a hard thing to measure out because every side's a little bit different in length, so it was a little bit difficult to start, yeah.
All right. And then the lift broke down, what, 3 times?
The lift broke down twice, and we actually had one incident where a guy wrecked into our lift, which was mind-blowing to me. But yeah, it was, there were hiccups, but nothing too major.
Yeah. Well, I think that's the first time I've ever heard somebody drive into a lift
yeah,
and everything be kind of fine. But
yeah, it was definitely the first.
Yeah, but I mean, overall, what, 2.5, 3 weeks? Did something like this, thought it was going to take like an entire month at least. So whatever you did to manage it went pretty smooth, and just hats off to you, man. So you did a killer job. Thanks for managing and being a part of it. We'll probably do a lot more stuff like this too, but hope that helps.
How was your feeling when it was done? The artist got up on the lift and signed her name. What was that feeling like?
It was really cool because it wasn't just me, it was so many people involved in it. So like, me having the small piece was really cool, but to see everybody so happy that it was done was awesome.
Alrighty, we're back at the office. Thanks for coming along for the ride on that one. That was beautiful to see. Swear to God, it looks so good in person. But we're back at the office now. Alright, so let's dive into the juicy details. Okay? So let's actually talk about how we got this thing, because this is not your typical your typical project that you would stumble upon. Kind of unique, kind of different. Not many people have experience in it, and it's a little crazy. So let's just kind of like, I want to tell you my story with the whole situation, because maybe this can help you basically just land something like this as well, because to be very, very honest, we did not have any experience, any knowledge, any expertise in how to do it, how to source it, how to sell it, and how to price it. We figured all of this out in a short amount of time, all the way from the first 5-minute phone call, all the way down to like the next 48 hours of making sure we did the research, we collaborated, we asked questions, we constructed pricing options, we had tough conversations, and we sealed the deal. So first things first. How do you find jobs like this? Where do they find you? This job right here, this big mural project, they actually found us, which is pretty cool. So we run heavy amounts of digital advertising online. So this person actually found us on Google. It was a real estate developer in New York City. They just searched us, they called us and said, hey, we have a project like this. We actually have local artists that we're sourcing and we've already conversed with, but we're looking for plan B. Can you do this? So whenever we basically constructed the call, hopped on that call, there's a couple important things that just like immediately went right through my mind. And this is what I credit entirely to like being able to land something like this. So there are three things. Rule number one, just have confidence in whatever you're doing. Whatever you're saying, whatever you're selling, whatever you're pitching, have confidence. Because keep in mind, I had no idea that we can do this. I had no idea how to price it. I had no idea who would do it. I had no idea how to like design stuff. But I had a undying confidence that like they can feel the energy in my voice that we knew what we were doing. We knew like we could handle it. It wouldn't be a problem to do this or do that. So the reason I say that is because like a lot of people, majority actually would probably be like, hey, this is out of my wheelhouse. Have no idea how to do it. We're a small company, and honestly, I wouldn't even know where to start on this one. Okay, and then just hang up the phone from there. We didn't do that. Okay, so like this is how the first 5 minutes of that phone call went. So I basically said, yeah, of course we can do it. What's your main goal? Like, why are you talking to us if you already had other options? Help me see the bigger picture here. So we kind of got to the nitty gritty, and we realized they're sourcing local artists, and they could do it, of course, but they were basically kind of like looking around to see if they can get the price down a little bit, because their ultimate goal, they wanted to add color. It was next to like a corporate campus. There was concerts, or there was a small venue across the street. They just wanted to brighten the space. They wanted to keep it simple. They wanted to, just kind of like get it done quick enough to where they can enjoy it, or the people at the venue or the people working there could enjoy it for the summer. So knowing all of that, it took like 2 minutes to get all that information. And then from there, I'm like, okay, well, what I need from you is just like a little bit more information. Send me some inspiration you have for design options. By the way, we do have a person that we could collaborate with to kind of give you some design options as well. Would you like to see that? So upselling add-ons, stuff like that, just making the experience so much more easier for them. That's kind of like what we did. And after you have the confidence, step number 2 is just like figuring out how do you get it done? Like that's the magical question. So what we did is we were not afraid to collaborate. So basically just like 1, finding somebody to help with design, 2, talking to another contractor who has experience in the space, has experience with pricing, has experience with how to produce it, lift sizes, stuff like that, insurances and stuff like that. And the last one was, what was it? Oh, just physically having a team. So we kind of like sourced all of those options, spent a full 24-hour stretch of just like calling them, asking questions, meeting in person. And then we just got the bid to them as soon as possible, had another conversation, and then kind of just like dove in. But I think the biggest thing that I did with this one was knowing the location, knowing the complexity of it, knowing how cool it was, how different. I just saw it as a foot in the door, make it super convenient, make the experience enjoyable, and just freaking crush it. So I wasn't my end goal was not to make money on this one. So what we did, since we knew that they had a budget constraint, we just had one of our best sub teams agree to do it, agreed on the payout, agreed on everything, negotiated everything down best we can. We paid a design firm to make the design, have an artist to create it. We paid for, end of the day, we basically grossed about 20%, but we basically treated this as a side project, totally separate from our standard volume protocol, unlike what the standard was for how much cash flow we should have rolling in. And we just treated all the money as a side account, or side job going into a side account. So it was complete bonus. Like, we weren't anticipating having this. We weren't expecting to make like a lot of money on this. So like our take home money as a company was only $10,000 for this. but it's complete side cash. So that didn't compensate for any overhead, anything like that. And we successfully just completed it. We made it seamless. We got it done in 3.5 weeks, and the relationship's there. So we have a relationship with the developer, with the large property management company CBRE, and our name is tagged on it, and it's in one of the busiest, uprising places, and that is basically the story behind how we got that and what we did to do it, all that stuff behind it. Because again, guys, I'm only a 26-year-old entrepreneur. There's no way in hell I know what the heck I'm doing when it comes to stuff like that. I still don't kind of know, but what I do know is customers value conveniency. They value the experience. They value just solving their problems and doing it in a professional manner. And that's exactly what we did. So there's really no secret to landing stuff like that. You just got to make sure you are getting yourself out there. You're making yourself aware to the marketplace. And then whenever opportunities arise, because they 1,000,000% will, take advantage. Have confidence in yourself. Have people that you can collaborate with. Okay? And focus on relationships. And then once all of that's done, tied together, and you execute it, cultivate the relationship, rinse, repeat, and just make them the number one priority and focal point for everything down the road. So that is my story, guys. Thank you for coming along the journey. Thanks for checking out this mural with us. It was one heck of a ride. We're actually going to take a photo and pop it up on the wall in our office. Super pumped about that. But until next time, catch us in another video. Thank you for following our journey.